is up, guys? Today we're going to be looking at dumb ways people have died. I found this video on my recommended list, and let's just check it out, First guy on Purple Control. And also, guys, if you haven't known, I'm almost at 20 subscribers. If you didn't check the video show I posted yesterday, I explained what I'm going to do when I reach 20 subscribers. Anyways, let's get right into it.
Fired from her lipstick tube, hitting the man.
Lipstick tube.
Like a normal tube of makeup, it was actually.
Also, guys, if there's so many of me pausing the videos or him pausing the videos, please forgive me. I'm genuinely sorry, but let me just like this real quick. Is that better, guys? Is this better? Is this better, guys? Or was before better? I don't know. Hold on. Let me adjust it. I'll be right back. Okay, there, guys. I had to adjust
Only a tiny pistol inside.
Yo, imagine if she made like a mistake, like she just used the wrong lipstick, and her ass just goes, let me try to adjust my lipstick.
Oh, that would be insane.
Shit like that. Damn, no, that's actually horror. Killing someone with a lipstick pistol.
With a twist of the cap, the user could fire a single shot. It was designed for secret agents who needed a weapon that wouldn't raise suspicion. By the time anyone realized what had happened, the spy would be gone, leaving no trace.
You see, this is why you can't trust women for real, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
A woman tied her barking
That is true. That's why you can't trust women.
dog outside her house,
Why would you do that?
according to the story. And when the neighbors called the police, they decided to shoot it. But
Good.
Oh no.
their aim was terrible, and one bullet hit the leash, freeing the animal.
Oh no. They is cooked. They is actually cooked, bro. Nah, bro. They is cooked, bro. They is cooked.
As it ran through the yard, they kept firing into the dark.
Okay, who the fuck?
If there's cuss words, guys, I'm sorry. I don't cuss in my videos. I don't know why. This dude's cussing in his videos, and he put it. Yes, it's made for kids. They call me 4K.
See, y'all got nice police officers, stormtroopers, my nigga. What's going on?
Having terrible aim is crazy.
Where the hell are y'all shooting at?
Go, y'all. If y'all have terrible aim, just go practice your aim. Like pretend this is a gun. Dog's right there. I'm over here shooting the cops, bro. Nah.
The owner stepped out, and she was hit.
That's why you don't keep your dogs out.
Okay.
Stupid dog. Rest in peace, lady.
Hey, look, yo, I know this is not funny, but in what world would your dumb ass step into the line of fire of
Oh yeah, that is true.
bullets
Bro.
going your dog? Like, I understand you're trying to help your dog make sure that he's alright and shit like that. What did you gain from this, though?
Hit right in the heart. She was killed instantly, while the dog survived.
And let me get this straight. That's when the dog wanted to pipe down. So you wouldn't.
Them cops right there, huh? See them cops right there? Them cops right there? One dead, two dead. They're losing their job.
To be hollering and hollering this whole ass time, but when the owner gets popped, now you want to chill. That tells you enough about the owner, I'm not gonna lie. This is kind of sad though, RIP.
The steel piles were driven
Yeah, R.I.P. bro.
deep into the ground, each reaching over 160 feet.
How?
On top of them, 12 million gallons of concrete was poured, creating a 12-foot thick base. And
12 foot. Did y'all not know that 12 foot? This video was made 12 hours ago.
this connects the tower's main support columns. From
Did I just say Wayne? No.
there, the Burj Khalifa is built floor by floor, stretching nearly 3,000 feet into the
I heard they do this because it makes hella money. Like, I thought they were just doing this just to do this shit. I was like, why would you invest in some dumbass shit like this?
Can you see better? I'm sorry.
But they actually make more money in the first year than it costs, like, actually making this shit.
sky. The steel piles keep it locked into the ground, while the concrete base spreads the building's lose weight.
Has anybody
Are you just calling the building fast?
ever visited this shit? Is it cool?
She danced along to music while operating on her unconscious patients.
Why would you do that? You're losing your job. You're fired.
Yo, what song y'all think she was bumping? You know what? There sure is songs that I'm like, hey, you know, it makes you want to bust a move. So, if that King Carson on some shit, man, I find it too, man, it's just me and my twin. Like, I understand. If it's like some shit that makes you want to bust a move, I wholeheartedly understand. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to look at dead bodies all day.
And she would post the videos online, even singing as she cut into someone's face.
Imagine working like 10 years to get your degree, change your life, earn more than $100,000 a year just to potentially lose it because you wanted to be TikTok famous. What in the world made you think that I want to see lifeless bodies, unconscious bodies getting sliced into as a trend, as a TikTok? Yo, imagine seeing your cousin just unconscious and a doctor hitting the renegade on that motherfucker. Yo, I'm gonna get heated.
But when a woman went in for liposuction, she had a heart attack on the operating table. And when she woke up, she had severe brain damage and had to use a wheelchair. After seeing the doctor's videos, the family was shocked. They sued her for being distracted during surgery, and she lost her medical license.
Good. That's what you get. Hey, I thought.
Putting an end to her career and her channel.
Oh, I thought that was a boy that she was doing that on. No, she was doing it.
Yo, nigga, that's a double whammy. Nigga, imagine losing your career and the thing you worked for. That's tough, because if I was her, I would have been like, oh, at least you could, like, I don't know, move to, like, a low-income country, still do your consecration, offer your shit, I don't know, get some kidneys. Like, it's tough. I would have a heart attack if I saw my surgeon emoting on me. For those wondering, she did...
Doc, I'm scared. Doc, patient, Doc, I'm scared. Doctor, don't worry, this track gonna heal your soul too. What on earth do you think? This track is gonna heal your soul. Huh?
lose her medical license and had to face over 5 years in prison. Wow. Now, I'm not gonna lie, definitely deserved. You can't be doing some dumbass shit like this. Real shit.
The device was locked around your body, forcing your arms, leg.
Yo, imagine receiving back shots in this position. Notice how I said it.
Huh?
Imagine. I'm not saying to do it. I'm just saying imagine.
And head to fold inward. You were trapped in a crouched position, and the metal frame was tightened, squeezing your chest and abdomen. As the pressure increased, blood vessels in your face and chest began to burst, leaving bruises and swelling. Breathing became almost impossible as your lungs struggled to expand under the crushing force. The pain engulfed your body as blood pooled in your head and eyes, eventually killing you.
See, that's the problem with medieval tortures. How do y'all even think about this shit? Y'all gotta understand, for this shit to come to life, someone had to wake up one day and said, think about it. Someone ass tooted up, knees to the ground, hunched up, and we just squeezed up. This is the type of punishments we gotta bring back. I don't want no...
Bring back? What?
Oh, goddamn electrical chair. Let's start doing these to people like Diddy. I promise you the world's gonna be a better place.
No, just keep doing that.
She tripped and fell, stabbing herself with a pencil.
No, she's
It pierced through her cheek before burying itself in her brain.
How sharp does a pencil have to be for that shit to happen? Like, I understand if, it hits you in it, it pokes you in it, it breaks after that. This motherfucker got to be the sharpest number 2 pencil I've ever seen in my life. How does this even happen?
But at that time, doctors didn't know how to remove it safely, so they just left it. As she grew up, she suffered terrible headaches. Her nose bled all the time.
What type of doctors y'all got? Y'all niggas is paying y'all doctors in, I don't know, Monopoly money. What's going on, gang? What made
Monopoly money is crazy.
y'all thought it was okay to leave a pencil in somebody's brain? Could y'all imagine just sleeping, turning over and shit? The motherfucker go deeper in your brain.
And she even lost her sense of smell. But finally, after 55 years, doctors figured out how to remove most of it, and her pain stopped, even though a tiny piece was still left inside her skull.
Damn, 55 years? Did she experience this during the 1900s? Do y'all think that shit feel good? There had to be some sort of relief. By the way, at least you lived a long life, right? 55 years, that's really good.
If you whip your arm out of the socket and twist it, you could lick your elbow.
Yo, Zach D. Films, thank you for this, bro. Thank you. Now I know anytime someone tells me to lick my elbow, I can actually do this. Who asked you to animate this? Who actually wanted an animation to know how to do this shit? I don't think anybody, really wants to know.
But for most people, that's not an option. Your arms are too long. Your tongue.
Wait, is this actually real? Oh, God.
Well, let's go back, bro. Let's go back.
But for most people, that's not an option. Your arms are too
Wait,
long.
guys,
Your
wait.
tongue.
Wait, is this actually real?
Oh my God! Nah.
Oh, God, that's close.
Tongue is too short, and your joints just don't bend that far. But about 1% of people can actually do it. And this is because some of them have shorter arms, others have longer tongues, and some are just extremely flexible.
You're gonna need some sort of Tiana Trump type of tongue where her ass can just swivel around the whole shoulder. I got Wembanyama arms. I don't know if I can do that. I don't think I got the DLC attachments, to accomplish this feat. But if you can, shout out to you, bro.
He ate fats and washed them down with his.
You see, this is exactly how COVID started. Niggas wanted to say this is
With his own pee, bro.
a crazy take, but it's not. You guys get hungry and start eating bats. Do you know how insane that is? I don't care if it's me and I'm starved and the only thing that's left is to eat bats, I'm okay. GG's. It was a long life. It was a good life.
He ate fats and washed them down with his own urine to survive. You see, the retired Olympian was running a marathon when a massive sandstorm hit. Unable to see, he became completely lost. And for the next 9.5 days, he wandered the desert, dehydrated and...
Let me get this straight. You're an Olympic marathon. Where the fuck is everybody else? Either you're number one and you're above everyone else and you're just zooming, or number two, you're big as hell, your weight class starts at the 300s, you probably breathe heavy when you're talking to people. How the hell does this happen? Was there no cameras? Was this in the middle of nowhere? Who hosted this Olympic?
and barely alive. Finally, he caught sight of some goats in the distance, and when he followed them, he reached a settlement of nomads. He was rushed to the hospital, and even though he'd lost 35 pounds, he made a full recovery, going on to run the marathon another 10 times.
Why would you do that? Even though you got lost in steps.
Okay, 10 times, that means you really reminisce about that shit. You a freak, I know you, bro. You probably started COVID.
They would stuff nails down the barrel to shoot at their enemies if they ran out of bullets. You see, loose gunpowder would be rammed into the barrel with a long stick, and almost anything could have been added on the top and pushed down. When the trigger was pulled, it would ignite the gunpowder, sending metal flying in all directions. So even though it was designed to shoot bullets, almost anything could be turned into ammo.
If you had an AK-47 back then, when these shits dropped, do y'all think you're surviving everything?
As he rappelled down, part of his gear suddenly snapped. You see, he ordered a new harness, but it hadn't arrived in time for the trip. And once he was there, his partner noticed his gear was damaged. But the world-famous climber began the route anyway.
You're so stupid. Oh my God.
You see, bro, I'm gonna tell y'all the 3 people that have the biggest balls I've ever seen known to mankind.
Whoa!
Pause. Cave divers, climbers, and deep divers. I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how this is like a recreational activity for you, but I'm okay.
As he made his way up the cliff, the harness
Boy, that's so close to his
scraped against the rock. This wore it down even more, and when he put his weight on the gear, the loop suddenly gave way. He plummeted 500 feet to the ground, tragically meeting his death. As he repelled back,
That's tough. Being a
professional never makes you immune to death. That's true. That's actually so true.
professional never makes you immune to death. That's what people gotta understand, bro.
place the bottom of the bottle inside a sneaker if you don't have a corkscrew. Then hold it tight as you bang it against a wall. With each strike,
Why would you need to do? Oh!
air inside pushes against the cork, making it slowly.
Why would you do that? Because even if you try to drink that, you ain't drinking anything, buddy. It's exploding in your face.
Move up. And after a
Mr. Hayes, you gave up racing.
I'll be right back after this ad, guys. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, I actually skipped ahead. But we're just gonna go to
crash
the
to happen, and Instead, stay inside your vehicle and keep your seatbelt on. But if you see a fire, immediately try to get out of your door. If it's jammed, kick out the windshield and climb through. Once you're outside, move as far away as possible and
You're not even gonna warn anybody. You could have just saved that other car.
call.
Bro, he could have saved that car, but he just wants to save his life. That's
For
good.
help.
I ain't gonna lie, with how tight your pants are, you deserve to be in that accident. This is one of the most atrocious fits I've ever seen. You wearing some jean-ass leggings with some dress shoes. Bro, that shit should have been you instead.
They said the boy was trapped inside a giant balloon thousands of feet in the air. His parents called 911, saying he had climbed inside before it took off. Helicopters chased him as the balloon drifted over 60 miles.
What balloon did he fly in? Gang, this looks so cool. Honestly, y'all should just let him fly, bro. It's gonna come down when it gotta come down. I'd be damned if I had to just force some cool-ass spaceship that looks like this.
Miles away from their house. And after 2 hours, it finally touched the ground. But when rescuers opened it, the boy wasn't there. At first, they thought he had fallen out. But hours later, he was found hiding in his family's attic. When they asked why he was hiding, the boy said that his parents told him to. They had staged the entire thing just to get famous.
Yo, so before
Oh my god!
TikTok, we had people doing this. You know what? TikTok is not even as bad as I thought. We had people clip farming, potentially having their son get killed by a hot air balloon just for some views. Are we dead ass right now? The parents had to face 2 years in prison and paid $1,000 fine. All for what? Now everybody looks at you like y'all are liars, bro. They probably sent the children to CPS. You lost your child too?
This frog swallows its own fertilized eggs,
Oh, you're a freak.
sending them straight into its stomach. But instead of digesting them, its body shuts off stomach acid, turning the belly into a protective nursery.
Oh no, let's be real though. Some of them go down the stomach acid. You can't convince me, my nigga.
Inside, the embryos develop safely, beating
How would you know this? You're not a frog, bro.
off their yolk sacs as they grow into tiny frogs. After several weeks, the mother begins to vomit, and one by one, the fully formed froglets crawl out of her mouth. You could slip out of the harness during a sharp turn if you're too shy.
I am not gonna lie to y'all, bro. Roller coasters are the most overrated shits known to mankind. Like, one thing I'm tired of pretending is that people like roller coasters. Y'all overhype this shit like it's fun when in reality it's just not. Like, I try to go, ooh, nigga, there's no excitement. It's terrible.
Short to ride. And this happens because the restraints are designed to hold people of a certain size. If you're too short, the harness might not tighten enough to keep you secure. But if you're really fat, the restraints might not lock all the way, which means they could.
Wait, fat people can't go on roller coasters? I never knew that.
He smashed a bottle of wine over her head, knocking her out. But this wasn't just some random attack. He was an author and had just published a book. And after reading it, the girl left a bad review. Instead of just ignoring it, he tracked her down through social media and traveled 500
Oh no!
miles just to find her.
I'm sorry. This doesn't go to show that the book was fucking terrible, and I don't know what does. Whatever the review was, clearly struck a nerve. So to some degree, she was right. Because you're not gonna crash out this heavy over some shit like that. That's incorrect.
She was stacking shelves at a supermarket when he showed up and attacked her. He was arrested and sentenced to over 2 years in prison over one single book review.
You know what? This might be dummy promotion tactics. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Because now people are gonna be like, yo, how crazy was the book for this to happen?
The massive vat burst, releasing over 300,000 gallons of beer. And the explosion sent a 15-foot tidal wave crashing through the wall of the.
This is the most normal UK occurrence.
Look, I don't know what that is, but how is it so powerful?
So I'm not gonna lie.
brewery. Bricks were launched into the air and fell through people's roofs,
Oh,
while
no.
the wave of beer.
There's no way those bricks are that strong and that heavy just to crash into someone's roof. I don't believe that. They're not convincing me of that.
Destroyed houses and trapped residents.
Your house has to be weak. How the hell does your house destroy off a beer?
Tragically, a funeral was taking place when the room suddenly flooded, killing 5 people. And days later, another died from alcohol poisoning.
Imagine the scenes if the person that actually died from like drowning. Do you know how ironic that would be? Why are you drinking beer from the ground? Ew!
After drinking the spilled beer.
Yo, R.I.P.
If an icicle breaks loose and falls to the street below, it could kill you. You see, a single chunk can weigh more than 250 pounds, and as it falls, it gathers speed, racing down at up to 100 miles per second. So by the time it hits you, it would have enough force to crush your skull.
Why would you be under an icicle though? Why? Especially one of that nature. I feel like there's certain hazard points that you should just obviously know, like, okay, maybe it would be smart for me not to be here. But hey man, this is crazy. I didn't even think that this is a way people could die.
He fell and his shirt got caught in the escalator's.
Yo, stop. You're not gonna do this to me, nigga. I love escalators. I use escalators every time. You know I'm lazy as shit. You're not gonna make me feel afraid of escalators.
Moving steps. As it continued, it pulled him along, causing the fabric to wrap tightly around his neck. And this caused his throat to close, cutting off his air supply. He
Bro.
struggled to take the shirt off, but the force of the escalator kept tightening it. And by the time help arrived, he was unconscious. Rescuers freed him and rushed him to the hospital, but it was too late.
Here I was thinking his body was gonna smush into the escalator. This is insane. Now I know never to fall in escalators, gang. You got it.
If a snake bites your friend, you might think
Oh, I'm sucking it.
sucking out the venom will help, but only a small bit will come through, not nearly enough to make a difference. The bacteria in your saliva could also get into the wound, causing an infection. And if you have small cuts in your mouth, the venom can enter your bloodstream and poison you too. Instead, keep the person still to slow down the spread of the poison and get them to a hospital.
I'm pretty sure you're supposed to wrap like a jersey or like a shirt around them, and then you're supposed to cut their arm off, right? Some of y'all didn't watch The Crocodile Hunter, and it's showing.
They had no idea there was a corpse under their bed.
Nigga, fuck the corpse, nigga. Who is she? Yo, Zach, you ain't never make baddies look like this, my nigga.
Who is she? Dead honest, bro. Dead honest. Who is she, bro? Dead A, bro. Who is she? Dead A. I'm not cussing because I want to get traumatized.
You make more than the characters look like this. I'm watching all your videos, bro. I might even drop like a GoFundMe for your channel. You ain't never make them look this good, gang.
A GoFundMe?
They went to sleep in their motel room. He only noticed an awful smell.
I mean, I can't blame him. If my girl looking like that, bro, I'm not paying attention to anything else. I'm gonna be real.
Smell. To cover it, they burned incense, but it only got worse. Finally, someone investigated and found a woman's body hidden beneath the mattress. You see, she had been killed and stashed there, and over the next 2 months, her body slowly decomposed. As it did, the room was rented out to unsuspecting guests.
Yo, can y'all imagine?
No, boy, that's just straight evil. I'll be back when this ad's over.
Smell like ass. Whole time they didn't know there was a dead body below him. That's tough.
When a blister forms over a burn, some people think they should pop it. But this exposes the wound to bacteria, meaning it
No, I'm sorry. If you're popping blisters, you're disgusting. But if you're like poking out a freshly formed scab, chill, bro. You're still gonna bleed.
it could easily get infected. And once it does heal, it's more likely to leave a scar. You see, when the blister forms, it fills up with fluid, and this locks out germs,
I will say this though, do not pop blisters. That's disgusting.
protecting the raw skin underneath and speeding up healing, which is why you should just let it go down on its own. If the soldiers used flashlights to read messages, it made them an
Yo, can I tell y'all something? That's what happened to my foot. Because one day when I was at school, I did the most dumbest thing. I copied off my friend stepping on a like you know this thing? This like, hold on, let me talk about it real quick. You know this thing for like a computer or a mouse? It was like big, and I made it still and I stepped on it. Then you know like the chip, it hit my foot. It didn't go aside, it just cut me, and I had like a little bump for like a month, but the bump is gone now. So yeah, never do that and never copy off somebody. That's just a warning, bro. That's just going to happen to you.
easy target.
And the funny thing is, I had to step on my foot that got caught on. I had to be on my tippy toe for it. Like, that was so embarrassing, too.
For the
Yo, Zach, how are you gonna animate this shit so casually, bro?
enemy. To solve this, a French officer used raised dots instead of letters to read in total darkness. But this
How could you read in total darkness?
system was too complex, so it was scrapped. Then, a blind 13-year-old named Louis Braille said,
Oh,
That's crazy.
that's That's who it's named after? I never knew that.
Simplified it, turning the raised dots into a readable alphabet. His high school for the blind started using it, but Braille was easy to learn, meaning students didn't need teachers to help them read. So the director chose a harder system to learn, just to keep the teachers needed. And it wasn't until 2 years later that Braille became widely used.
That's fire.
I feel so bad for it. But like when I see or hear, I never see someone blind, but when I hear like someone that's blind, I be dead honest, I feel so bad for them. Or if they're like deaf, I feel so bad for them. Cause if they're deaf, they have to get hearing aids, and if they're blind, they can't see at all. So I feel so bad for them.
Shout out to all my blind folks for real, bro.
And yet you really can't do anything for it because if they're blind, there's a reason why they're blind when at birth, and if they're deaf, there's a reason why they were deaf at birth.
The fish nibbled on her toes to clean them, but this opened up an old scar, and the
Oh,
water contained a rare bacteria which seeped into the wound. Within a few days, she had high fevers and swelling in her big toe, but it took doctors a year to diagnose the infection. By then, it had spread into her bone, and they had to cut it off. She finally felt some relief, but over the next few years, she developed new infection.
If I'm in the hospital and I tell the doctor something hurts and they tell me, oh, we can't diagnose it or we don't know what it is, I am not leaving that hospital until they motherfucking cure my shit. I don't hear. 1 year. Oh, you got me, Ben, bro. Y'all are making too much money to wait. No. The health insurance bills is way too much for your ass to be like, oh, yeah, it's nothing. My shit hurts. It hurts. You're curing me on the spot.
And eventually lost all 5 toes.
Damn. I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world, right? At the end of the day, what are toes even for? You can still walk.
Your gums will bleed if
this person is so dumb. If you're watching this, I'm so sorry, but you're acting dumb. You need toes in order to walk, because if you don't have toes, then it's going to be harder for you to walk. Idiot. Yeah, I'm sorry for calling you idiot, but you're acting straight dumb.
you flossed for the first time in a while. That's because your gums are packed with tiny blood vessels sitting.
See, I heard of you that if you floss your teeth for the first time in a while, your gums will bleed, but I never knew how. So this is quite interesting.
Just under the surface. When you
Wait a second. This is not how people could die.
don't floss, bacteria builds up, making your gums swollen, and the blood vessels inside weaken.
The most harmless bleeding known to mankind is when your gums bleed. I will say the first time my gums bled, bro, I was terrified. I was telling my dad, what's going on? But after that, bro, shit, bro. If only all pain felt like that, bro.
And when you finally floss, the string easily tears into them, causing the blood vessels to burst. Since they are so close to the surface, even a small cut can cause a lot of bleeding.
There's nothing bad about that. If your gums bleed, bro, that means you're brushing your teeth good enough. I mean, actually, yo, I am not a certified dentist.
He jumped out of the plane, but his parachute...
R.I.P. He is culprit. For me seeing him this happening, R.I.P. Right on the spot. You're
got
R.I.P.
stuck.
Yo, I'm sorry.
Why is he laughing?
Like, some of these deaths look like it's straight out of like a Final Destination movie, bro. R.I.P. him.
Yanking him back and leaving him dangling mid-air. The cords wrapped around the plane's tail wheel, spinning him wildly as the plane kept flying.
Oh yeah, he is.
The crew tried to pull him up, but he was too far. And if they landed, he would be crushed.
Oh my goodness. What are you supposed to do in this situation?
2 pilots on the ground saw what was happening and rushed to help. They flew a small plane right under him, getting
Come on, bro. Please tell me he survives, bro.
dangerously close. One man reached out and grabbed him, while the other used the plane's propeller to cut the parachute's cords.
Yeah, but his head, he's gonna have serious. He might pass out.
This freed the man, and he was pulled into the...
I ain't gonna lie, whoever's behind.
Hero. Heroes, like they said, all heroes don't need capes. All heroes don't wear capes.
This team raised their money, bro. No, really genuinely think about it. For you to get the propellers of a plane to like strategically cut the parachute and being that close to another plane, yo, this man might be the greatest pilot of all time.
After release, the string can tear into your skin, breaking blood vessels underneath if it slaps back.
That's why I don't like to go bow. That's why I don't like to bow and to use bow and arrow. That's
on
why.
your arm. You see, the moment you release the string, huge amount
But I've heard that it could cut you, but yeah, it wouldn't be a serious one. But I think that it would be serious.
of energy push the arrow forward.
Because now that I'm hearing that if it cuts you, it could like do something to your vessel. No.
But sometimes the energy pushes the string back against your forearm. To prevent this, archers wear arm guards made.
Oh, that's why they use it? I did that at school with real bow and arrows, and we didn't get any of this. They tried to kill. Nah, I'm playing. They tried to hurt us.
From strong material.
I never.
Nah, I'm just ripping. They told us to like not have it like this and not like this. We have it like this going to him. She told us to have it like this, like on the arms right here, and use it back.
Even knew that.
Materials like leather, they absorb the impact from the bow, protecting the skin from bruises and cuts.
I like archery. I think I've only tried it once or twice. Pretty fun activity, to be honest.
Oh, it's called archery, bro. I like it.
A massive fire consumed the barn, threatening to kill the 18.
No, not the piglets, bro. Not the piglets. Get an axe. Get an axe and break down that fence. No killing the piglets.
piglets inside.
Kill.
If the pigs don't get out, they're fresh bacon.
But firefighters put out the blaze and rescued the suffering animal.
W.
For the next 6 months, they lived peacefully on the
Yo, I know there's a nigga right here eating a baconator, a bacon, egg, and cheese talking about, Sala, how cruel are you? Ironic, buddy.
the farm.
Can we all agree that this YouTuber is so cool? Like that YouTuber right there.
But these pigs had been raised for meat and were soon slaughtered.
You might as well just let them get brands to have fresh bacon, bro. I think that's better than having that.
Yo, do animals like have intelligent enough IQ to know that they've been hoed? Imagine being a pig that survived, thanking the firefighters in your head. Just for the same dude that helped you live, he eats you the next day.
Farm. But these pigs had been raised for meat and were soon slaughtered. They were turned into sausages and gifted to the firefighters. And they ended up grilling the exact same.
That sausages? That's how you make sausages? What about the bacon from the pigs?
Pigs they had saved.
So they literally just burnt it.
Just
Bro, I know dang well you did not just save them pigs just to eat the pig. You're technically eating the pig, bro.
months before.
Oh,
That's
no.
so tough, bro.
I know dang well you did not just do that.
Oh, thanks for saving us. Don't celebrate too early. R.I.P., bro.
Yeah.
His pants burst into flames, burning his skin before he could take them off.
I had something like this happen to me before, but it was nothing like fire. Nothing like fire burning my pants. I was like spinning one day near my neighbor's big square box of cactuses, and then I tripped on the fence, little fence, and then I fell into it, and then I had to get all of it out. Hey, that was like, I don't know. That was like 5-6 years ago.
And he wasn't the only one. It was happening to farmers
Five.
all
Exploding pants? What company's pants y'all niggas rocking?
over New Zealand in the 1930s. This happened because they used a strong weed killer, but they didn't know it was super flammable and had soaked into their clothes. A tiny spark was enough to ignite into flames, and even the heat from the sun could make their pants catch fire. Some farmers got badly burned, and others were lucky to even escape. Eventually, they discovered what was causing it and stopped using the chemical.
Damn. There's probably somebody in there that survived the exploding pants or whatever. Never
Oh,
ate
guys,
the same
aside
exact weed.
Yeah,
That's
if y'all hearing like the other stuff in the background, please ignore that. That's just my brother getting caught with my mother.
tough, man. Hopefully nobody actually got seriously injured.
the crocodile ripped through the tent.
That's the first place you bite. They did. What crocodiles y'all got, bro? They're just.
Oh, nah,
Team
bro.
Irwin, I promise you would have survived, gang.
Grabbing the man in its jaws. He screamed at his wife to protect their baby as he was dragged.
Okay, this is probably a W dad because he's yelling for his wife to protect the baby. So, I mean, it's not W for him, but
Toward the water.
Protect the baby? Gang, we are two fully functioning adults. If I see you, bro, I'm throwing the baby as bait. I'm obviously true.
But a grandmother camping nearby heard his cries. She ran out and jumped onto the croc, causing it to let go and attack her instead. Her nose was smashed by its snout before it grabbed a hold of her arm. But finally, her son found his rifle and shot the creature 4 times.
Amazing son, bro. How is the grandma putting in more work than you as a man, bro? I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure your girl looked at you like, this the dude that's taking care of our child? She probably divorced his ass right after this, bro.
If you get it,
bro, this is why you need to carry like a GUN on you, bro. I'm not gonna say it because if I say it, like, I'm obviously gonna be in trouble.
to a shootout,
So I'm
you
not
might
saying
think hiding behind a car door will save you. But these are made of thin metal and
Yo, Zach Nico, who are you making these videos for, bro? Because I highly doubt the people that are capable of being in shootouts, hiding behind cars, are not watching your shit, bro.
But if I was in a shootout, you know I would not be hiding behind a car door. You know I wouldn't be. I'd be hiding behind either a tree because big trees can like stop bullets. It can really stop bullets. Like a small bullet all the way to a 50 caliber bullet, it can stop that from there and to the 50 caliber bullet. So you best know if you're in a shootout, go find a big tree and hide behind it.
Think they care about being this educated.
plastic, which a bullet can easily pass through. Instead, you should crouch behind the front wheels. This is because the rims are made of thick metal.
Are you in a shootout with the police? Are you gonna serve life in jail? Do not hide behind the car. Hide behind the wheel. Yo, Zach D Films. Either you or someone in your family lineage is a cartel member, and we don't know this yet.
And between them is the engine block, which is a huge chunk of iron.
No, why would you do that? Because if the bullet hits the wrong spot, that car right there is exploding and you're cooked. It's exploding.
Even if the bullet made it through the wheel, the engine would stop it in its tracks, leaving you unharmed.
Why would bro just stand up?
Yo, Zach D Films low-key a comedian on the low, bro. What was that ending? Next
He
up.
saw what looked like a human arm buried beneath the sand. At first, he thought he found a dead body, but as soon as he pushed the sand out of the way, he realized the arm was made out of bronze. The man had just found 2 ancient Greek statues, which had been preserved under the sea for over 2,000 years.
Is that
2,000 years? Hey, for 2,000 years, you're making big money, bro.
worth anything, though?
Experts rushed to the scene, and the statues were carefully removed.
You probably making big money from finding that, bro.
They're now displayed as one of the most impressive discoveries of ancient Greece.
That's the problem.
Yo, bro's naked!
Too, bro. You found some shit and you told scientists about it. I'm taking that shit. I'm bringing it to my house, bro. I hope you sold it for a good amount of money. It reminds me of that story of that dude that found like 700,000.
Bro, you should told him, if you want these statues, you better give me $1 million, bro, or more.
In like a random place, and then he gave it to the police. And then I think the police gave him like a $500 gift card and maybe like a discount to Little Caesars. Bro, some of y'all be getting blessed the wrong way, bro.
They say he had a second face on the back of his head.
Ugh.
One that could smile, cry, and even whisper terrible things at night. Legend has it that the face couldn't eat or speak, but it was said to laugh when he cried and mutter words only he could hear. No doctor would remove it, and the man
So it's basically like a Siamese twin, right?
claimed it tormented him constantly. According to the legend, he couldn't take it anymore and ended his own life, leaving behind a chilling note about his suffering.
He was probably just depressed, bro. There's no way he actually had a second face. Anyways, YouTube, that does conclude the Zach D Films compilation.
That nigga. Anyways, if y'all enjoyed our video, please like and subscribe. And like I've gained 5 subscribers on my when I gained like 15 subscribers on my other YouTube channel, Epic Hero JW, and like what, one day with 3 posts. So I will be posting on that one and my other one, Joe Solo GG, all lowercase, and I gained 7 subscribers with 1 post. I'm gonna be posting on that one today too. So anyways, if y'all enjoyed, like and subscribe, and God bless, peace.